Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Sara Febriani and here I will present about the procedure of English material development. Okay, in here I have 5 points. Reading, adapting, designing, and evaluating. First of all, I will talk about the selecting, right? The selecting instructional materials is a critical process in the realm of language education, as it directly influences the effectiveness of teaching and learning. According to Hutchinson and Waters, selecting materials involves choosing from assisted resources that best meet the needs of learners and align with the objectives of the groups. The selecting process is not merely about picking a textbook off the shelf, it requires a thoughtful evaluation of how well the material resonates with the learner's background, interests, and proficiency levels. The second is stimulation. Further emphasize that the selection process should focus on identifying materials that are appropriate for the learner's needs, interests, and the context in which they will be used. And we'll talk about the example. The teacher might review several coursebooks, considering factors such as cultural relevances, adjustment potential, and the alignment of content with the curriculum. For instance, when selecting a course book for a high school English class, a teacher will assess whether the book addresses a specific language skill that students need to develop, whether the content is relatable to their experience, and whether it includes interactive activities that motivate students to participate actively. This careful selection process ensures that the materials not only support the curriculum but also foster a more engaging and effective learning environment. Again, okay, sorry, I'm not making. Okay, the second is grading, right? Grading instructional materials is another essential procedure that ensures learners are appropriately challenged and can build their skill incrementally. Connors Word in 1995 said that grading is the process of organizing modules in a way that progressively builds on learners' existing knowledge and skills. This involves a careful selection of content and tasks to match the learner proficiency level, ensuring that they are neither too easy nor too difficult. And the second is Nation and Blister, 2010. Highlight the importance of grading in creating a learning trajectory that facilitates language acquisition. And we will go with example one. A teacher might approach grading by designing like a vocabulary lesson that starts with basic, high-frequency words that students are likely to encounter in everyday situations. As students become more comfortable with these foundational words, the teacher can gradually introduce more complex vocabulary and phrase, contextualizing each new word within relevant terms such as travel or maybe food. Additionally, the teacher can incorporate varied activities such as matching exercises, filling in the blank tasks, and role-playing scenarios to reinforce learning at each level. This structured approach to grading not only helps students build confidence in their language ability, but also ensure that they are adequately prepared for more advanced language use in the future. And we will talk about the adapting. The adapting instructional material is a common practice among educators, allowing them to modify existing researches to better suit the specific needs of their learners and the context of instructions. McDonough and Shaw describe adaptation as the process of altering materials to make them more relevant, accessible, and engaging for learners. And Tomlinson said that adaptation is essential for ensuring that material effectively address the diverse needs of students in the classroom. We can make an example. Maybe a teacher may adapt a reading passage that includes cultural reference unfamiliar to their student by replacing this reference with a sample that resonates more closely with the student's own experience. Additionally, the teacher may simplify complex language or reward instruction to make them more accessible for lower level learners. For instance, if a textbook includes a dialogue that is too formal and doesn't represent everyday speech, the teacher might require the dialogue to use more colloquial language that students are likely to encounter in real-life conversation. By adapting materials in this way, teachers can create a more inclusive and effective learning environment that encourages student engagement and comprehension. Next, we will talk about the design. Designing instructional material is a critical step in the material's development process, requiring careful planning and ensure that the research is aligned with learning objectivity and cater to the needs of learners. Yunan said that emphasis that designing instructional material involves creating researches that are coherent, engaging, and effective in promoting language learning. Jensen and Waters said that further assessed that the design process should consider the context of use, the learner's needs, and the pedagogical principle and wide effective language teaching. In practice, a teacher designing a unit on Febriani issues might begin by identifying clear learning objectives such as understanding key vocabulary related to the environment and developing speaking skills through discussion. The teacher would create a series of engaging activities, including reading articles, watching videos, and participating in debates about environmental topics. Right. Additionally, the teacher would incorporate assessment tools such as quizzes and reflections by a journal to evaluate students' understanding and adjustment throughout the unit. This thoughtful approach to design materials not only enhances the learning experience but also ensures that students are equipped with the language skills necessary for real-world communication. Okay, we will go with the least but not least, evaluating. The evaluating instructional material is an essential procedure that helps educators ensure that the researches they provide are effective and relevant to their student needs. Conningsworth said that the evaluation is the process of assessing the effectiveness of materials in meeting educational goals and the needs of learners. And Tomlinson said to add the evaluating is the systematic process of pricing the value of materials in relation to their intended use and the outcome they facilitate. For example, evaluation can occur of various stages: pre-use, well-use, and the post-use evaluation. Pre-use evaluation involves making predictions about the potential value of materials before they are implemented, often relying on subjective impressions. While well-use evaluation measures that the value of materials during their use focuses on observable outcomes such as student engagement and performance. And the last, finally, is post-use evaluation. It assesses the actual effect of the material on learners, measuring both short-term and long-term impact. So maybe we can go with the example, right? A teacher may conduct a pre-use evaluation by reviewing a textbook, content and layout before implementation. During the course, they would observe student engagement and performance to assess the material effectiveness. After the course, the teacher would gather feedback from students and analyze test results to determine the impact of the materials on learning outcomes, making adjustments for future classes as needed. This comprehensive approach to evaluation ensures that instructional materials continually meet the evolving needs of learners. Okay, a little bit of conclusion about the 5 points. The process of selecting, grading, adapting, designing, and evaluating instruction material are integral of effective language teaching. Selecting appropriate material ensures alignment with learners' needs and educational objectives, while grading facilitates structured progression and skill development. Adapting materials allows educators to tailor structures to better fit the specific context and diverse background of their students. Designing instructional module involves careful planning to create engaging and coherent researches that promote language learning. And finally is evaluating. These materials are first stage-like before, during, and after use. Ensure their effect and relevance, allowing for continuous improvement in teaching practice. Together, this process forms a comprehensive framework that enhances the quality of language education and support learners in achieving their language goals. Okay, I think that's all for the project of for material development. I will say in my presentation. Thank you for listening. Sorry if I have a mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.